Hey guys, so here we are for another MBTI Bullies episode. Today's episode will be focusing on ENFJs. Um, Funny story, I have quite a few ENFJs in my life, including my mom, and yeah, this is another case of kind of like the secret under the radar bully that I feel that the MBTI community doesn't really talk about. A lot of times when you see memes, um, or just like posts or articles about ENFJ, it's always like, oh, they're like, they're not into conflict and they're against conflict and they're against um, issues of any sort. But really, what I found about ENFJs is that when it comes to handling conflict in a way that is, as an INTJ, I respect, um, let me try to get my thoughts together. I respect when it comes to dealing with conflict, anyone that can meet the needs of the situation. So, for example, if in order to defeat an opponent, you need to do something very specific. As an INTJ, I respect that, and I feel that is the actually the least harmful way of dealing with conflict is to deal with it, meet people at their level, right? And what I find about ENFJs is that whatever conflict exists, they intuitively, and I think this is because of the introverted intuition, they intuitively meet the enemy or the opponent at their level. Um, I would say it was calculating. At times they can be calculating. They do sometimes, and I think that MBTI community doesn't talk about it. We'll get a little bit into a mad scientist or like a kind of like evil villain role at home, just like a because they really know how to get people in ways that are going to kind of eliminate the issue and come up on top. So, case in point. So, something that I notice about ENFJs is, for example, I see them as not being into conflict. I see them as being about a solution, whatever that solution is. Um, so, for example, if someone's treating them poorly, they are not doormats. They're the type of people where if they need to do the door slam, which I attribute that to extroverted feeling, in particular, extroverted feeling and their inferior introverted thinking, um, they will 100% door slam you. And it won't even take a lot either. It'll be like, this person did XYZ disrespectful thing. This person is out of my life. That is the solution to the problem. Period, point blank. And I 100% respect that because sometimes, even in my own life, especially if the person, you know, provides me a lot of value, I'm not very quick to completely cut people off. But I've seen ENFJs do this time and time and time again. So when it comes to their bullying style, I find their bullying style to be a little heavy-handed. I think that they can go one or two routes. They go the route of the door slam, if that's available to them, or they go the route of obliteration. Obliterate in a kind of oh my god, what is the name of that fighting style? I think for World War II, it's Blitzkrieg. I'm not pronouncing it right, but just kind of like lightning strikes, grenades, just throwing everything at the enemy to destroy the enemy and end it. If you start an issue with the ENFJ, the ENFJ will end it. They have an uncanny and just like an exquisite sense and understanding of what makes people tick. They are the ultimate people. They're people persons. So in on a positive note, it means that they can be your champions. They can tell you exactly what it is you need to do to elevate your life. They can tell you exactly what you're doing that's wrong in your life. And it comes off effortlessly. And once again, this comes from their introverted intuition, which they're using kind of pretty much effortlessly as it is their auxiliary function. And they're always going to apply it to people because of extroverted feeling. and apply it to others. Now, when it comes to taking that advice for themselves, they may not be the best at that. But when it comes to advice for you, they know exactly what to tell you. They know exactly what you need to do to get to the next level and to get to your ultimate level, right? So these are positive attributes of the ENFJ. But if it comes down to on the phone, customer service rep that is literally stopping you from getting your health insurance or stopping you from, something that, someone being a grave injustice, the burns, attacks, and the vitriol and the power that they can command is a level of intimidating that I have never seen before. I heard that Marlon Brando was an ENFJ. ENFJ. I think someone else said that he was an INFP. I haven't thought too much about it, but interestingly enough, ENFJs actually can come off as pretty antisocial. Like I would actually say you know, they're an antisocial type of extrovert in the sense that they still get and gain energy from people and situations and conflict and whatnot, and but they don't want to be around anyone that they feel has disrespected them, hurt them, crossed them. Um, and when I say they burn bridges, they burn those motherfuckers down. Those bridges be burned. They will never be rebuilt. Like, we're talking about basically Cold Wars that go on 15 plus years, between siblings. And a lot of times I look at it, I'm like, wow, you just dead wrong. You're bullying this person. Like, imagine your three most sensitive things in your life. Like, this is just so random, but you're sensitive about that 6 month period you tried heroin. You're sensitive about the fact that you didn't get into your dream college. And you're sensitive about the fact that your partner's cheating on you currently, right? And let's say the ENFJ knows that. And let's say y'all get to an argument. Oh, they're bringing that shit up. Now they're bringing all three up, and then to add insult to injury, if they've helped you, which if they're in your life, they help you, they elevate you. They also will bring up. They're not people to like not bring it up that they helped you. So now you're an ungrateful heroin addict, Hemi head, drug addict, doormat, who's gonna be left all alone, unintelligent. Oh, that's a really big thing too. They're really big on what they consider to be perceived intelligence, and perceived education. Like they really value the educational, like like basically a structural educational system. So like even for themselves, they may be self-taught or self-educated, but they really put a strong emphasis on other people having education, and if they don't, they do hold that against them. I know this is kind of like making it seem like they're really messed up, but like I said earlier in this recording, is that I respect that in some ways they're fearless. They're fearless of any other human being. Like they're people, they're people persons. But they're also not afraid to do whatever needs to be done to protect themselves, their loved ones, their ideals. Like literally they will burn the motherfucker down. And you gotta have respect for that. And I do. I 100% do. Does it come off as bullying? Absolutely. Is it justified? Sometimes. But other times, yeah, well, other times it's not. Fair enough. Um, but it's just something really fascinating to witness. How they wield their social power. They're really commanding presence. They have a really commanding presence, and you know, they tend to be a little disorganized. But when it comes down to it, in terms of sheer discipline, will, use of resources, and using people as resources, they're kind of unmatched. Um, I have a theory. I think that, people are talking about the rewired soul a lot. I think he's an ENFJ. I'm almost positive because it kind of fits a bunch of things that I would expect of an ENFJ. You know, being wanting to be in the therapeutic field, but kind of doing it independently, as well as the criticisms. I like the channel actually. You know what I mean? Because once again, when it comes to my therapy, I have a therapist. You know what I mean? So I just come on YouTube for entertainment and sometimes encouragement or insights. But I can understand you know, people having these criticisms about using people as resources because people don't want to be used as resources. People want to be seen as people. And sometimes the ENFJ has problems with that. But when it comes to getting the shit done, you know what they do? They get the shit done. You know how they're going to do it? However it needs to be done. You know when they're going to do it? In perfect timing. It's pretty amazing. It's pretty fascinating. And then they also got extroverted sensing in their tertiary slide. Um, so when you put those three together, like if you extroverted sensing is about getting shit done, right now, using what's available. Extroverted feeling is about people as resources, to be frank. It's about it is about harmony and all that other stuff and sing-alongs, but it's also about people as resources. And then introvert intuition is just getting to the heart of the matter, taking everything and finding the single pattern that can be found throughout, like through a line, um, from where you are to where you want to be at any time. So those are powerhouse functions. So if you thought you'd sleep on an ENFJ, think again. These people get what they want, and they know how to get it. And as an INTJ, I can do nothing but respect it. So that's why I'm saying that's the positive side. And also, if you're one of their loved ones, they got you. They got you. They hold you down. You don't know where to go. People have been mean to you all day. You don't know how to talk to customer service reps. They got you. They're extremely good advocates. Powerful. Powerful advocates. Powerful. The ENFJ. I think there's so much more I could say about ENFJs because I really do find them fascinating. Um, and in terms of their presence is such a force to be reckoned with. Um, but absolutely they can be police. And it'll be hard too. Like you'll be thinking about the burns an ENFJ gave you years on end, you know? So I think I'm going to wrap it up here. Very interesting talking about them. And I will see you guys in the next video. All right. See you bunnies later. Bye.